I still remember how it began. I had just met my long-term friend we had studied with at secondary. It was about 9 years of not talking, not meeting. It was fun. He inboxed me first, asked how I have been. I felt good, and all I was planning was to talk about our lives, our future plans, what has been happening. But within that same day, I saw a link. This friend simply inboxed me on WhatsApp. He didn't say why. I immediately recognized the link to be for E-Cairo online money-making platform. I had ever been shared this link before, but I ignored. And here again, 1 month later, someone was sharing with me the same link for E-Cairo platform. I ignored it again. I continued with the other conversations with my friend, hoping he doesn't bring up the topic of E-Cairo online money making again. 3 days passed by. I received a call. It was him, and after chatting for a few minutes, he popped up the question, "Did you see the link I sent you?" My heart pumped. I knew I had to face my demon. I told him yes. I began explaining why I had put behind the issue of online money making. I told him about my past losses with similar sites such as Investor Pride, Cash Traders, New Age affiliates, amongst other online money making platforms that I had made several losses from them. I went ahead to describe to him how fast these platforms come and go, and yet they keep promising you big returns for a longer period of time. Most of them do shut down before you can recover your capital. But before I could continue explaining further, he cut me short, praising E-Cairo, how they plan to give back to the poor, the charity activities they are doing, the dealing with the local people directly instead of the government simply because of corruption issues in the government. He shared with me screenshots of the earnings, their promotions ongoing, their contacts, the offices, the trading licenses and other certificates. Surely it was convincing. He went ahead and told me how him and his wife, brothers, sisters, friends and everyone was enjoying this platform. He told me of his plans of buying land, purchasing a car, obtaining all he had ever wanted in life, paying his own tuition if any, amongst other plans. I began envying him. I began imagining what I would do with such amount of money. I even began questioning myself whether I would ever need to work 9 to 5 p.m. again, or whether I would in any case ever worry about money again. Surely these guys are legit, I told myself. I then told him I would think about it. For those who have never heard about E-Cairo, this is an online money making site. It bases on order grabbing. They claim that if you work with them, your work will be to complete the transaction between the manufacturers and the customers. And these sites have been on the rise for long. We had Vigilant, which was in Kenya. We had Unveiling, which was in North Africa and Western Africa. And there are so many of these order grabbing sites that have been coming up lately. But let's get back to the story. In less than a day, he kept sending me more and more messages on WhatsApp, telling me about the platform. He then requested me to put as little as I could put. He even promised to pay me back my money in case I do not make any profit or in case the company closes before I could obtain back my profit. Despite my different resistance I staged, he didn't sound convinced. And there is one last statement that changed my mind. He told me, "I am your friend and I've known you for long. Do you think I can tell you something which is not legit?" That statement touched me, and immediately I had to put some amount of money. I placed about 30,000 Uganda shilling, and after completing the task for the day, I initiated the withdrawal. In less than 48 hours, the withdrawal came through. I was happy. This thing was real, I told myself. By this time, I had already been placed in a WhatsApp group for E-Cairo which contained other investors. I was in group 6 that contained approximately 500 individuals, meaning there was group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and probably more than that. Within the group, everyone keeps sharing their new investment, their new earnings, their new commissions. Motivational speeches were always being given by the coordinators of the program. Teams were being built, photos for parties, upcoming events and many others. Even in case of complaints or need for help, everyone was being helped jointly, very fast. Everything seems to be working well. At this time, I had to put approximately $300. That's approximately 1 point something Uganda shilling. And my goal was to continue making as much profits as possible so that I can do all the plans that I had in my mind. Out of my excitement, I had to begin sharing the link with some of my friends. I obtained a number of resistance, but a few of the people came through. One of my friends, I met him one-on-one, and he told me that the site was very similar to another scamming site called Beidou that left so many people crying. By this time, I didn't know Beidou, and you too may not know Beidou, but Beidou was one of the online money-making platforms that stole several millions of money from Ugandan citizens. Despite the warning from my friend, I ignored. This money was too sweet to leave. As time went by, I began doing my research and I discovered so many loopholes about E-Cairo money-making platform. I even posted several videos on this platform trying to warn people about it. Of course, it was mixed with the videos trying to encourage people to go into it. My research found that not only this site had very many negative reviews, the site was very similar to another scamming site called E-Cairo in Kenya, which had scammed Kenyans by around that time. I immediately decided to stop participating in this online money-making platform. There is one dark side of online money making. Nobody wants to stop. Me and you always want more and more and more online money making platform. By September 2022, E-Cairo was at its peak, holding parties, doing more charity, scheduling events, offering more commissions to the members, encouraging more deposit, recruitment, offering monthly salaries to the team leaders who had developed more and more teams. But little did they know that this was soon coming to an end. The closure of E-Cairo came abruptly. Although negative signs were already being seen, its closure was accelerated by the closure of BLQ Football. This was one of the reverse betting scams that happened in Uganda. Within the same period that BLQ Football of Uganda closed, E-Cairo also began shutting down. Withdrawals were disabled. For those who tried to withdraw, they had delayed withdrawals. WhatsApp groups were locked to administrators only, and there were no responses from customer care, whether on WhatsApp or on Telegram group. There was this constant communication popping up saying that withdrawals have been withheld by the Ugandan government, and another message kept saying that the site was temporarily slowed by that moment, but that it would get back online in a short period of time. And as time went by, members who had made withdrawals and wanted their money faster were being told to pay extra money either through mobile money or through cryptocurrency if they wanted to effect their payment faster. Of course, people who made that payment did not receive any amount in return. And although investors tried to reach a guy who called himself Thompson, who was the coordinator of E-Cairo platform within Uganda, his only reply was, make extra deposit in case you want your withdrawal to be given to you. At this point, the investors were helpless. Many were left crying, especially in northern Uganda and eastern Uganda. This is the end. Honestly, we cannot finish the topic of online scammers. And if you want to always know more and more about some of these stories, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like the video so that it can spread to many people, and I will see you in the next video. Stay alert.